Tonight, from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans taking on Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Texans ready to take over here on offense, and it's Deshaun Watson at the controls in his 5th season now in the NFL.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. The numbers for Cooks in that game last week, 5 catches, 61 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. From just shy of midfield, Watson. And Cooks has it over the middle. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Watson. Out. Watson lost it, but I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
On 2nd down now, it's Lindsey. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. From the gun, here's Watson. Incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. 51 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Going with a fullback, Miller. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
McCaffrey following the penalty. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Cameron Brate, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point forthcoming. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And Carolina scores to cap it off. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to go deep for Conley. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. On fourth down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong, only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity.
Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Watson. And he rifles one incomplete. He's trying to get that to Brevin Jordan. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again is Watson. Screen pass to Lindsey. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. A great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Watson. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
To the air yet again, Watson. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. On 2nd and 9, Watson. This is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Kahale Waring, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Fairbairn on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Here's Smith to return it. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 67 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. These two teams all tied after 1. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Darnold. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Draw play, Darnold giving to McCaffrey. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Darnold now to throw. And Brake has it over the middle. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 43. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Here's McCaffrey. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Back to throw, Darnold. He's got Anderson on the slant. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans 16. A couple of former Jets. Darnold to Anderson. 1st down, Carolina. And he's got it. And he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
Well, he does have 1 touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a 2nd time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play. McCaffrey will take this one in. Touchdown, Carolina. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Now Joey Sly for the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Houston set to take over. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw is Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Back to throw, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's in his zone, 2nd quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little. Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 108 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in his first half.
We saw it at Stanford. It does not surprise me to see it here in the NFL as well. This is one elusive young man.
He set the NCAA record in 2015, 3,864 all-purpose yards.
Listen, after watching that move, I just called for the trainer. I think I pulled a hammy just watching him.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. On the give, this is Hubbard. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey. And they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed. And Kevin Pierre-Louis there to bring him down. 2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions, and they're a PAT from going up 21-7.
Yeah, very impressive the way that they've moved the football. Full command of their playbook, full command of the way they wanted to attack.
Sly on for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. That time a 6-play drive. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Phillip Lindsay and the rest of the offense heading back out. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now a handoff for Lindsay. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Now Watson. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And he is going to have a Texans first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. For that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
From the 41, Watson. Caught here by Conley. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 31-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, it's Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. He was trying to go back to Moore there, and now it's 2nd down. Here's Watson. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. And that is incomplete. Strong coverage by Carolina, and on we go to 4th down. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. And with the day he's having as we look at some of these highlights, maybe he wants to duplicate this pregame meal next week.
Whatever it is, guaranteed he will ask for the exact same thing each and every week as long as he continues to run like that. Sometimes it's that simple, partner.
You know how superstitious these guys can be.
Oh, there's no doubt, right? If you put your left sock on first and you have this kind of game, you'll keep doing it. In this case, let's investigate that pregame meal. We might need some of that.
Yeah, right. It's working. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. A final shot before the break. Darnold. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to our Tiburon Studios here in Orlando. We'll take a minute and look ahead at what's to come this weekend. in week number 3. As far as the early games go in that 1 o'clock window, we'll be focused on that game in Nashville. A big one for the Titans, as they'll take on the visiting Indianapolis Colts. In the late afternoon games, one to keep an eye on for sure will be in Minneapolis, where it'll be the Vikings taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And finally, on Monday Night Football, bitter rivals in the NFC East, the Eagles and Cowboys from Arlington at 8:15 Eastern Time. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Here's Smith to return it. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. So here are the Panthers set to take over. They fell in their ball game last week. That was a loss to the Saints, but they're on top here as they begin this drive. On first down, it's Darnold. This is Miller, complete. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it's a second down. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 132 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Darnold. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore. That'll bring up second down.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So that challenge, a successful one. A gain of 3, second down. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Panthers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the 2nd half. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. 10 yards there to start the drive and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. Oh, good move. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 16 yards on that one and also a Texan 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it? Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Watson. Open man is QT, complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. They had 2 straight 1st downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1. A carry here for the big tight end. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. It's wearing the tight end with it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Hassan Reddick in there to drop him for a loss on the play.
What a big 2020 for Hassan Reddick. Really emerged on the scene as he tied for 4th in the NFL with a career-high 12.5 sacks for the Arizona Cardinals last year. Ended up signing with the Carolina Panthers in March, a team that was 23rd in sacks in 2020.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Watson now to throw. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Strong coverage by Carolina, and on we go to 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the third quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. The tackle made by Derek Rivers. From the 31, Darnold. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down. Now Darnold. Able to shake it, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Ross Blacklock. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Another try after the first down sack. Darnold. That'll be caught by Anderson. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down. From the 50, it's Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Throwing to start the drive. Watson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Watson, he dumps it underneath here to Lindsey. Good strength, gets him a little extra, and gets them some breathing room as he's tackled shy of the 10. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. A shotgun snap for Watson. And it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Well, we have seen the stiff arm get a bit of renaissance here in recent seasons, and that was pure strength there as he forced his way into the end zone.
And when you think of guys who use the stiff arm so effectively, I go back to guys like Earl Campbell, Walter Payton, some recent guys like Marshawn Lynch. Let's go to the Wayback Machine. Bronco Nagurski, he dealt out a wicked stiff arm.
Slide for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Chris Conley, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. To throw again. Watson. Open man is Jordan, the tight end. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Operating from the gun. Watson. They'll check this down to Johnson. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll look to throw again. Trying to improvise. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Derek Brown, his 2nd sack of the night. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
To throw is Watson. To throw on 3rd down. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan 1st down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. From the gun, here's Watson. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's taken down inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Watson on 1st down. Escapes the sack, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Brian Burns in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Watson. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Out to the flat here for Johnson. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Completes this to Waring. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Watson looks to throw again. And it's caught. Touchdown! Brevin Jordan, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2. Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. He has a chance to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark on this drive.
And most of the time during a game, people aren't keeping track of individual statistics.
Are you sure?
Well, a lot of the runners kind of know. But I'll guarantee you someone has sent word into the offensive line that he's got a chance to get over 200 on this drive. That should give them a little extra motivation because they love it when backs break that barrier.
Absolutely. We'll see if he can do it. 7 yards, the pickup there. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And this is going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. On the return, it's King. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Now a 1st down throw, Watson. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And they'll get this down to the 10. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Now Darnold on third and goal. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Christian McCaffrey from 6 yards away. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that pushes the lead up to 23. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Looking to throw again on second down. Watson. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. On first and 10, Watson. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. He finds his man, complete. That's Jordan. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. On first down, Watson. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's second down. Throwing again is Watson. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. The intended receiver was David Johnson, but it's going to be second down. To the air yet again, Watson. just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Out of the gun, Watson. And now Watson throws another interception. A.J. Boye with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Past the 20. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Panthers, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And now they get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll fall to 1-2, and they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
All right, let's take a look at our post-game report and our stats here. The score was 48-19. The Carolina Panthers get the win against the Houston Texans. So now we are 1-2. 357 total offensive yards for Carolina, 224 rushing yards. Houston only had 40 rushing yards, 310 total yards in offense. We did win the passing yards battle again. We had 270. We also had 20 first downs compared to Carolina's 15. Punt return yards, we had 10. Kick return yards, Carolina had 133 despite being the ones kicking the ball most of the time. They had 492 total yards. They also were +2 in the turnovers battle. Deshaun Watson threw 3 interceptions. Third down conversion, they beat us there too with 66%. They were 4 for 6. We were 4 for 12. We were 1 for 1 in fourth down conversions, however. We were 0-1 in 2-point conversions. That was the only one that was attempted. In the red zone, the percentage, Carolina was 6 for 6. Houston was 3 for 4. Houston had 2 touchdowns and a field goal in the red zone. Carolina had 6 touchdowns. Carolina had the only penalty of the game for 5 yards, and possession 18 minutes, 36 seconds for Carolina, 21 minutes, 10 seconds for Houston. Good look at the players' stats real quick. Deshaun Watson was 32 for 49 with 293 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Sam Darnold was 16 for 21, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. The real star of the game was Christian McCaffrey, though. He had 208 yards with 4 touchdowns. He ran the ball 23 times for those 208 yards and 4 touchdowns. 3 times he had a 20-plus yard run. His longest, a 51-yard run. Christian McCaffrey also had 3 catches for 13 yards and another touchdown. Phillip Lindsay, however, had 5 attempts, 24 yards. David Johnson also had 2 attempts for 0 yards. And that's about it for the rushing. Receiving, Brevin Jordan had 7 catches for 55 yards. Robbie Anderson had 4 catches for 52 yards. Cameron Brate had 5 catches, 47 yards. Kahale Waring had 4 catches, 45 yards. Kiki Kuti and David Johnson both had 4 catches apiece. Kuti had 40 yards, and Johnson had 33. For defense, Shaq Thompson had 5 solo tackles. Shaq Thompson also led the way with 9 assisted tackles, which means he led the way with 14 total tackles. in total. Lonnie Johnson Jr. was second with 8 tackles. Brian Burns, Hassan Reddick, and Shaq Thompson, all from Carolina, the only ones with a tackle for loss. They had 1 apiece. Derek Brown had 2 sacks. Hassan Reddick had 1.5. Sheldon Rankins had 1. And then Ross Blacklock, Derek Rivers both had half a sack apiece. And then Brian Burns also had half a sack. When it comes to interceptions, there was 4 total. Desmond King, the second for Houston, grabbed his 5th pick this season. But other than that, it was 3 interceptions being thrown by our boy Deshaun Watson. Dante Jackson had 1, AJ Boye had 1, and Shaq Thompson had 1. And AJ Boye had a touchdown on defense as well. When it came to kicking, Fairbairn was 2 for 3 in field goals. That's a 66%. His longest was a 47. He was 1 for 1 in extra points. Joey Sly didn't have to kick a field goal, but he was 6 for 6 in extra points. Cameron Johnson punted twice for 93 yards. And Joseph Charlton also punted twice for 84 yards. Shai Smith had 5 kick returns for 133 yards. David Johnson had 4 for 94 yards. Desmond King, the second, had 1 punt return for 10 yards. And Christian McCaffrey had 2 punt returns for 2 yards. And that is it.